Today we're going to be covering the new Superman, introduced at DC Rebirth. When New 52 Superman died, he dispersed into the air and his powers were sent out. This new Superman was created by China as they acquired his abilities, putting them into Kong Kenan, but that's saying a bit much. Today is going to be his origin, and I want to let you know that this is a story that I originally wrote off, but you know what? When I finally sat down and read it, it's amazing. It's definitely worth checking out. I also want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Audible, a great place to get self-help books. Like with me having to be overworked recently, I was able to use self-help books to get through that, and you can also find stories about your favorite superheroes. Like recently I was listening to Batman Night Walker. It's a story about Bruce Wayne when he turns 18 and dealing with a gang in Gotham known as the Night Walkers. It's pretty cool and a nice little take on the origin story of Bruce Wayne. You can get that for free and a 30-day free trial when you go down to the link down below, audible.com/Comicstorian. Or you can also text Comicstorian to 500-500 to get that free trial and one free book. Like I said, they have Batman Nightwalker, but they also have a Catwoman story and a Wonder Woman story, and I'm about to listen to those two next because this Batman one was really cool. Don't forget to check it out and enjoy the origin of Kong Kenan, the new Superman. In the busy streets of Shanghai, a young boy hurries as he runs down an alleyway to get away from the person chasing him. As the boy hits a dead end, he turns around and is punched and his backpack is taken away from him. This is a perfect story of how young Kong Kenan started out as a superhero, except Kenan wasn't the young kid getting bullied. Kenan was actually the bully. Kenan begins going through Lixen's bag, taking out his lunch, and he asks, "Seriously? Rice and pickled vegetables? Your family owns an entire airline." He takes the soda and he throws the lunch bag down, telling him, "You could definitely afford better. Just make sure to bring something good next time." As Lixen catches his lunch, Kenan suddenly feels the small box thrown at the back of his head and he shouts, "Someone is gonna die today." As he turns back to chase after Lixen, he stops when he sees Blue Condor floating up in the air holding Lixen hostage. Blue Condor is one of China's first American-style supervillains. Every few months he shows up to terrorize the rich and the powerful, people like Lixen's family. Condor stares at Kenan and Kenan tells himself to run, but he can't. Instead, he does something incredibly stupid. He throws the can of soda at Condor's head and there's a loud clang. As Lixen falls to the ground, Kenan shouts to him to just run, and Condor turns back and Kenan says, "Haha, we can work this out, right?" But rather than attack, Condor jets off, leaving Kenan alone. Kenan runs over to the alleyway and Lixen comes over to check on him, and Lixen grabs onto him yelling, "You saved me! You're a hero! How can I repay you?" Kenan tells him, "Give me all the cash you got?" Lixen happily hands over all the money in his wallet and he says that he'll bring more for him tomorrow. Kenan then begins to walk back home when a woman with a pink backwards ball cap yells for him to hang on. Kenan shouts, "Lixen gave me this money!" And the woman says, "What? No, my name is Laney Lane, and I'm a reporter for the Primetime Shanghai. 5 minutes ago I shared a video of you standing up to Blue Condor, and it's already at 500,000 views. And right now, I'm gonna be the first one to tell everyone your name." Laney holds up her microphone and Kenan says that his name is Kong Kenan. And when he saw the fat kid, my friend Lixen in trouble, I knew I had to help. You know, with a soda can. But as the interview goes on, off in an undisclosed laboratory, a woman watches the news stating that he's the one. Once Laney finishes her interview, Kenan rushes home to his father, Zongdang's automotive shop. He runs in shouting for his dad, holding out his phone asking, "Did you hear the news? I'm a hero, Dad!" And Zongdang doesn't really respond. Kenan tries to get his attention, but Zongdang tells him not to bother, he's already seen it. Kenan says that that's pretty awesome, right? You've seen that good-looking reporter Laney Lane, right? Well, she's coming by tonight to see the house and speak to both of us. Zhang Dong begins cleaning up, telling him that he won't be there. He has his writers group. And Kenan asks, "Can't you just skip it for once?" Zhang Dong tells him no. They have finally gathered enough evidence to prove the Ministry of Self-Reliance actually exists. Kong Zongdang is a man, a part of a group of conspiracy theorists who believe that there's some sort of secret government agency, and he's been getting ready to publish his information for 5 years now. Kenan then asks, "Don't you get it? I could have died today." And his father snaps back that he didn't. What he needs him to get is that there's some things more important than any one person. Truth, justice, democracy, everything that the writers group is fighting for. And about earlier, I saw who you saved. What were you doing with Lu Lixen to begin with? Are you guys just two friends hanging out? Kenan tells him, "Well, yeah. Why shouldn't we hang out?" And his father shouts, "Because every time you hang out, his father threatens legal action. How is a simple mechanic supposed to hold his own against the CEO of China Southwest?" I need you to stay away from that boy. He has nothing to do with what happened to your mother. Now just go home, now. Keenan sulks as he leaves, but instead of going home, he goes to visit his mother's grave. He stands there, and the woman from before steps out of the shadows, asking, Kong Keenan, I saw what you did today. I can tell that you have the heart of a hero. I can give you powers to match that of a hero. Keenan brushes her off, telling her that whatever she's selling, he's not interested. But the woman stops him, stating that she has one question then. She knows that his mother passed away when he was 12, but she can also tell based on his cell phone's GPS that he hasn't come here in nearly 2 years. What made him come to her grave tonight? Keenan looks at her and asks, who exactly are you? And then the woman takes out a small tablet showing images of the American superhero, Superman. The image shows Superman flying by and stopping a plane that is barreling towards the ground. The woman says that they have a way to replicate Superman's abilities. They believe that Kong Keenan is the right person to get them. Her name is Dr. Omen, and she works for the Ministry of Self-Reliance. Later at the Oriental Pearl Tower, the place of Omen's lab, she stands up on the balcony telling Keenan to go ahead and step into the Origin Chamber. Down below, Keenan steps into the superhero suit and he says that this thing looks like a ride in Shanghai Wacky Land. This isn't gonna hurt, right? Omen's assistant, Ming Ming, says that it won't hurt, but there's a 17.5% chance of terminal failure. Don't worry though, that only applied to the first attempt at this. The chamber door is shut, and as the machine begins to spark and turn on, Keenan says, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to do this anymore. Keenan begins beating on the door to let him out, and then suddenly he's hit with an electrical charge. His vision begins to fade, and suddenly he can see the day that his mother died. He wasn't there, but he was witnessing the exact moment when her China Southwest plane was about to crash. He looks around, seeing himself in a Superman costume, and out of impulse, he flies over shouting for his mom to hang on. He isn't going to let her die. With that, Keenan breaks out of the Origin Chamber, supercharged and glowing orange, screaming, I wouldn't have let her die! It takes a moment to realize it, but Keenan stops looking around, stating, hey, I'm flying! I'm like a new Superman! And just then, as Keenan looks down at Omen, he accidentally fires off his heat vision, destroying the terminal where Omen and Ming Ming are standing. Omen yells that he needs to control himself, and then radios into two others that they need backup right now. Back in the lab, two costume people jump down, and the man tells Keenan, stand down immediately, or you're gonna be brought down by the Batman and Wonder Woman of China. As Batman and Wonder Woman charge at Keenan, he asks, seriously? The Super Wonder Woman fits her, but Batman? Is Batman supposed to be that tubby? How could he fit in the Batmobile? Batman sighs, letting out small devices that begin to fly towards Keenan, and then they begin to explode as they get near. The blasts knock Keenan back, and as he gets back up, he says that someone's ready to die today, and then he falls flat on his face. Keenan asks why can't he fly anymore? Whatever, I can still feel my super strength. He pulls apart a machine and he throws it, but Wonder Woman quickly slashes it with her guandao. Keenan says, whoa! And Wonder Woman asks what is his name, but before he can answer, Omen walks down stating that his name is Kong Keenan. And as for anything more than that, well, that's not her concern. Wonder Woman tells Keenan that he was told to stand down, but that's when Keenan runs up punching into her shield, stating, you were the ones that attacked me first! As Keenan gets ready for another hit, Wonder Woman throws her lasso out and pulls it, entangling Keenan and holding him in place. Batman then holds out a small gun and says, this is gonna sting. Or burn? Maybe. One of the two, I can't remember. And then he pulls the trigger, shocking Keenan. As Keenan's vision begins to fade, he begins to wake up later in a bed and he looks over, seeing all of his belongings still there. He grabs his phone to call his dad and he tells him not to worry, he's fine. Sorry for not coming home last night. And his father says, oh, I didn't notice. My writers group lasted too long. But before Keenan could ask if he really didn't notice, Omen walks in and snatches the phone, playing a recording of Keenan stating that he'll be home later, bye, click. Keenan asks, wait, how did you steal my voice? What is going on here? And Omen says that he is now a part of something larger than himself. He is now a part of the Justice League of China. Keenan tells her that he hates to state it, but there's already kind of a Justice League. Besides that, China also has its own supergroup called the Great 10. Omen goes on telling him that the Great 10 are a collection of relics. They will be the first members of a new league for a new era. And as part of his training, he'll be forced to wear this visor which will control his heat vision in case he gets out of control. The visor then displays images of Superman and other members of the Justice League, and Omen says that he's going to have a crash course on American Superman and his abilities. Keenan begins to take off the visor, stating that Superman doesn't do homework, and as Omen pushes a button on her watch, the visor shocks Keenan. She says that she forgot to mention that this is also a compliance device. Enjoy the studies. Back in the main hall, Omen explains to Wonder Woman and Batman that less than 5 minutes ago, they've received an alert of Wee Lee of Wee Data. The supervillain Sunbeam has broken into her home, and Batman says that Sunbeam uses energy-based weaponry. She was believed to be a high-level engineer in her civilian life. Keenan steps out, stating that Batman knows that because he's a nerd. You don't even have superpowers! And Batman says, well, yeah, I'm Batman, and you're just an embarrassment. As Keenan tries to punch Batman, Omen then hits him with another shock and tells Batman and Wonder Woman to go ahead and move out. Keenan yells, "Wait! I know that neighborhood. It's a gated community. I can get us in without setting off the security." Speaking of, how did you guys know about this? Omen sighs and tells the other two to go ahead and take him with. Later, as the three pull up to Lee's house, Batman taps on the window of the Batmobile, telling Keenan that until his powers come back, he needs to stay in the car. Keenan grumbles as he's forced to stay put, but a few moments later, as he's sitting in the car, there's a blast shooting out of the house. Seconds later, Wonder Woman flies out of the house holding Lee's daughter, and then places her in the car with Keenan telling him to watch over her. As Wonder Woman leaves, Lee's daughter begins crying, and Keenan pats her on the head. Shortly afterwards, Sunbeam flies out holding Lee, and Batman quickly throws batarangs into her rocket boots. Sunbeam is forced to land, and as she does, she holds her cannon to Lee's head, stating that if they come any closer, the little girl is going to become an orphan. Keenan watches from the car, and he says that the look on Lee's daughter's face was the same look that he had when he was told that his mother passed away. Keenan gets out of the car and runs in, tackling Sunbeam to the ground, shouting to Lee to run. Sunbeam gets up charging her cannon, telling whoever he is he's going to die, and the blast hits Keenan in the face. But he gets back up, telling her, "Hey, I'm alive! My powers are coming back." He gets up, shattering Sunbeam's cannon as he punches into it, and Wonder Woman then quickly lassos Sunbeam. A short while later, the news van begins to pull up, and Laney Lane jumps out asking if she could ask them a few questions. Keenan asks her, "You don't recognize me?" And Laney asks if she should. He rips the visor off, telling her, "Of course you should! I'm Kong Keenan, and I'm the new Superman." As her cameras roll, Keenan's face is plastered all over the city. And there you have it, the first 3 issues in the origins of New Superman. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know in the comments down below, or give this video a like. Let me know, Benny, we want to know the story of the Chinese Justice League, of Fat Batman and Kong Keenan Superman. But don't forget, this video is sponsored by Audible, and you can get a free book and 30-day free trial by texting Comicstorian to 500-500, or you can click the link down below, audible.com/Comicstorian. Like I told you at the beginning, I recently listened to Batman Nightwalker, great origin story for Bruce Wayne, but I did find that they have other ones like Wonder Woman and Catwoman, and you know what? Listen to some of your favorite superheroes in book audio format. It's awesome. I'll see you guys next time right here. Don't forget to let me know in the comments down below if you want more Chinese Justice League, and that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye.